And so by the time I'm going in for this mammogram, I already know in my heart it's probably going to be cancer because he's been so quiet with me. So then I begin to pray, please don't let this be bad. Please let this be like stage 1 or let it be minor. And within 3 days, they called and said, we need you to come immediately down to the hospital. We need to get a port in ASAP. And they expedited the process because it was stage 3B and it was in 2 lymph glands and it was 2 tumors. And so it propelled me into an entire year of all kinds of treatments. They did a thing called the standard of care. And so that required 20 weeks of chemotherapy. The first 4 was called a series with the Red Devil, which is a very potent chemotherapy, and then another 16 weeks of Taxol. Then I went through 2 surgeries to remove almost all my lymph glands and the 2 tumors. We did a lumpectomy the first time, and then I did 35 radiation treatments following that. So I started on February 21, and the treatments ended December 11th of 21. And so they told me everything looks good, you're good to go, and that sort of ended the first go around with breast cancer.
And you're still in Kentucky?
I'm still in Kentucky. But when I first began, from the very, very beginning in February, I was praying, first you're praying, why me? And God says, why not you? And I said, what do you want me to do? And he said, I want you to bake cookies. And I went, well, that's interesting because I don't bake. And so I thought, I'll go to the grocery store and I'll go over to the section where they have the bags, where you buy bags of cookies, and I'll get the chocolate chip cookies. And so I bake 4 dozen cookies, not knowing, how many I'm supposed to bake. I bake 4 dozen cookies and I put them in individual Tupperware tins. And then I begin to pray again, what else should I do? And he says, I want you to put a Bible verse that you sit with me each week, and I want to give you a Bible verse. And when you go in and you see these doctors and nurses, I want you to talk about me and only me and not about cancer. And I was like, so the first treatment I do, I ignore him completely. I feel a little bit like Jonah, like I'm just not going to do it. This is just crazy, right? Can I tell you how terrible that treatment went? I felt sick. I almost got hospitalized. They were worried. I was worried that I had a migraine so bad for 4 days I couldn't get out of bed. I was so sick I couldn't keep any food down, and they nearly hospitalized me. So the second week I went in, I thought, all right, I'm baking these cookies. I'm going to put these Bible verses on, and we're going to talk about it. And that began the journey of the cookie program. Gas cards and grocery cards for cancer patients, because I'm finding that they struggle paying their bills. But the caveat was, I'm going to find out where they're being treated medically, and I'm going to send 10 to 12 dozen cookies to their medical teams. And then I'm going to find out, try to get to know them. And if I have the opportunity to give them Bibles, I will. Because through this journey, I've probably given out 40 Bibles. I've prayed with people. I've hugged people. I've loved people. And so, it's been such an amazing journey. And we wanted to name it Faithful because we wanted to be faithful to the Lord, faithful to the community, the medical community, and faithful to others.